As we close out our Resurrection Day teaching, I just want to digress for a moment about the resurrection itself. You'll recall that in the 7 feasts of Israel, Christ died on the Passover, and 3 days later was the Feast of First Fruits. Jesus rose on the Feast of First Fruits. The real term should not be Easter. That term was brought into Christianity through Rome, and it actually is traced back to the worship of Ishtar, the Persian goddess Ishtar, from which we get the word Easter. The proper name is to call this special day of ours is either Resurrection Day or the Feast of First Fruits. Now here's something interesting also. We have, through apostasy, we have, through tradition, accepted the idea that we will eat unleavened bread. And you know, in most churches where they give communion, they use unleavened bread, very often in the form of a wafer, which you should not use because that was brought into the Catholic Church when Constantine Christianized the Roman Empire, and it was the round, flat wafer which they referred to as the sun disk, because the last pagan state religion of the Roman Empire before Constantine called Christianized it was Mithraism, which was sun god worship. So that was unleavened bread, and of course the Jews on the Passover would use unleavened bread. Okay, but here's something very interesting. If you go back into your Old Testament scripture, listen to these words, very special. On the Feast of First Fruits, you will eat the bread of leaven. Wow. On the Feast of First Fruits. Every time we take communion, we are observing the Feast of First Fruits in commemoration of Christ's life, in commemoration of his sacrifice, in commemoration of his death and resurrection. Huh? See? Too many Christians on Easter, or habit, huh? Too many Christians on Resurrection Day or the Feast of First Fruits are focused on Christ on the cross.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
But he is risen, right? Mm-hmm. And the cross has another side. And the other side of the cross is a side that does not have a corpus, does not have a body hanging on it, to remind us of his resurrection, to remind us that if we are Christians, we not only have to go to the cross, we have to go through the cross. Huh? Because on the other side, there is no body hanging there. On the other side, it's gone because Christ lives. Okay. Okay? And he rose on the Feast of First Fruits. So here in our congregation, whenever we have communion, which is weekly, because Jesus said, as often as you shall do this in memory of me, shall you do it. Now that's a command from the commander-in-chief himself, huh? So we go ahead and we use leavened bread, because leavened bread represents resurrection. On the Feast of First Fruits, you will eat the bread of leaven. Happy Resurrection Day. God bless you.